YSL released 4 new eyeshadow palettes. It's called the Wild Color Collection, and it's inspired by the Moroccan landscapes. Now here in the States, YSL released only 2 of those 4 eyeshadow palettes. Probably 2 or 3 weeks ago they released those 2, and then now they released the other 2, and you can get them right now at Nordstrom. I believe one of them is sold out. It's been coming in and out, and that's the most popular one, the green one, which is $8.30. But let me show you a picture of all 4 of the eyeshadow palettes together. There's $8.20 Captivating Dunes, $7.30 Sunrise Safari, $8.20 Majestic Riad, and $8.30 Unexplored Garden. So they released $7.20 and $7.30 first, and I did do a video on those, and I'll link it down below. And now we have $8.20 and $8.30. And again, $8.30 just kind of keeps going in and out of stock, but always keep checking if that's what you're interested in. So in this video, I'll show you the 800 palettes, $8.20 Majestic Riad and $8.30 Unexplored Garden. And before we move on, I just want to let you know that I have been playing with the settings of this camera, and I do hope that this looks a little bit better. Maybe it looks a little bit worse. I don't know. It's still a work in progress. I'm trying to watch YouTube channels on trying to fix the settings on this camera, and I mean, I probably need to watch more than one. But I hope that this video is not too bad. Maybe it shows too much of my mature skin, my bags, my wrinkles. I don't know. But again, this is a work in progress. So I just want to let you know that I am kind of playing with the settings here. And I'd love for your feedback. What do you think? Is it too warm? Is it too blurry? Is it too much? I don't know. Or too little? I would really appreciate it if you let me know. So they both have the same packaging. It's the Couture mini clutch. It's kind of like the purse, very cushiony there. And here's what the back looks like. I always like to show the back. It does have a snap closure with a mirror inside, and there are 2 brushes in here. Hopefully it will focus there. There are 4 shades in here, and they cost $68 each. YSL is a luxury brand, so you do have the luxury brand pricing. But sometimes you can find them on sale. And with the YSL formula, it is enriched with some oils. It has coffee seed oil and sweet almond oil. So it does have a little bit of a creamy texture, and it looks very soft on the lids, or kind of very smoothing too. And I do love the YSL shadows. I have pretty much most of them. I think there's probably 1 or 2 that I don't have. And I'm sure they'll be coming out with new eyeshadow palettes. I did see a sneak peek of, I guess, the holiday collection. And I may or may not pick up any of those. We'll just see what the color story looks like. But other than that, I do love the YSL shadows. So let me show you first $8.20 Majestic Riad. And I know the camera's probably going to be washing it out, but I'm just again playing with the settings. This one's more of your reds and pinks, and then let me show you the popular one, $8.30 Unexplored Garden. And this is, you know, like a garden, has your greens in there. I did do a reel with these eyeshadow palettes, so I'll insert it here so you can kind of see a little bit more of the true color, because again, I am playing with the settings and I haven't figured that part out. But I will say that these color stories are different from previous palettes. And also in this video, I want to show you the new blush that YSL came out with. This is number 57, Coral Clash. And it's what I have on my cheeks right now, and I have to say it's quite pretty. So we'll swatch this one as well. Again, I know it's kind of washed out probably when I bring it up closer, but bear with me, work in progress. Let me go ahead and start with the blush. You can get this one at Nordstrom, and this one cost $45. And I believe, again, I love the YSL powder products, and I have most of the shades of the blushes that they came out with. So when I saw this one, you know I had to get it. This one's more of a matte finish, and it's kind of like a light, I wouldn't say tangerine color, but it's in that family. Kind of the same kind of outside packaging with that stitching Couture clutch, very cushiony. And I do like it because it kind of color coordinates with the shade that's inside. But let me go ahead and swatch this blush shade. And let me put you here. So it is kind of corally. And I sure hope that the camera's picking it up there. Let me just kind of buff it out there. So this is real pretty on my skin tone. Real nice for the summer too. Now let's get into the eyeshadow palettes. Again, this is number 820 Majestic Riad. And let's go into this, kind of like a duochrome. It's more or less like a shadow topper. So let's put you here. Yeah, I hope you can see that it is kind of a duochrome with some light and baby pink in there. It is glittery, and there is some fallout with the shadow topper. So let's go into the matte shade next, and they are very creamy. It has that, you know, those essential oils in there, but it is very creamy and pigmented. So this one's kind of like a beigey pink shade. And then now we're going into the deeper one. This one is also a matte. There it is, a little bit more on the red burgundy scale. So you may need to be careful with this one because of the reds in here, because sometimes it can irritate the eye. And then let's go into this red metallic shade, and that's just real pretty. So this color story is very pretty, and it's pretty on. Now let's go into 830 Unexplored Garden. Let's start with this shadow topper. And I have to say, this one's a little bit different. When you swatch it, you don't get much to it, and it's very chunky. I mean, you can kind of see that it's not as pigmented as the one from 820, but you do see some color to it, and there is a lot of fallout with the shade. You'll see when I'm applying it. But yeah, this one just seems a little different. Now let's go into this creamy matte shade, and this one is a little bit on the cooler side. And let's go into this khaki green. This one's real pretty, I have to admit. And I would say on me, this looks a little bit more neutral. This one definitely is more cooler on me, but this one's a little bit more neutral. And then let's go into this beautiful green metallic shade. And yeah, that one is very pretty. Again, I apologize if it's too blown out or anything like that. Again, work in progress with the settings. But here are the swatches of both palettes and the blush from YSL. So let me go ahead and show you the looks that I made. I did one look with this one 820 and this look with 830. And then I used the blush with this look, not so much with 820 because that's more red, and I just thought it'd be too much of a clash, choral clash, get it? I know. Wah, wah, wah. But anywho, let me go ahead and show you those looks, and I'll see you on the other side. They're mowing our neighbor's yards, and it's actually 3 of them, 2 across the street and 1 next door, so I won't be able to talk that much. I'll try to mute those sounds. So let's go into this shade first, and I did prime my eyes with the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. This shade is a little bit cooler on me, and if I'm not careful, I think it can look a little dirty. And let's put this khaki green matte in the outer corner. And let's place this metallic shade. Just gonna place you in the center. And let me get the last brush and just kind of fuse those 2 shades together. Because I think I didn't blend that much when I used 820. You can kind of see the lines in those red shades. So hopefully you won't see in this look. Now let's go into this light metallic shade. It is chunky, wow. Pieces are falling off. And let's place you in the inner corner. Yeah, this one is chunky, wow. Yeah, I have to be careful. I don't want it to fall into my eye here. I probably went in real heavy with this brush. So yeah, go very little. Let me try to get some off of these lashes here. So I'm just gonna try to press it in to kind of keep it there. So yeah, that shade did brighten up the look, but yeah, there's a lot still on my brush. Let me just wipe it off. So let me go once and see what will happen. Yeah, that one works better. There's not much fallout, but you don't get much payout with that. You can kind of see the difference there. So let's try to build you up. Yeah, you do need to be careful. There is a lot of fallout with that. But you know what? Let me go back into this shade and just kind of place you on top. Okay, that kind of melted those 2 shades together, especially the metallic shade, where it's not so glittery. So hope you can see the difference there. Yeah, this side's a little bit more smoother. This side's a little bit more glitterier. Let me just deepen up the outer corner here. All right, let me clean up because there's a lot of mess there. So for underneath the eyes, let's go into this shade. And then this shade. Let me use this new blush from YSL. It's number 57, Coral Clash. It looks like it's a matte finish. And let me just swatch you here. So yeah, that is a coral shade. But let me just put a little bronzer on. This is also from YSL. And this is in the shade 03. Just a little. Now let's try this blush. Yeah, that is a matte finish, but it's a pretty coral shade. Ooh, I like this one better than Coral Haze. Yeah, that one's pretty. It does kind of blur my pores there without taking off the foundation. Yeah, that's a pretty blush. And that goes very well with the green eye look. So let me go ahead and finish up and I'll be right back. And here is the finished look, and what do you think, guys? I have to say the matte shades are very creamy, even though this one, number 830, it is a little bit more on the cooler tone. You can see both shades that I use, especially in the matte shades. And it's very creamy, very smoothing. It doesn't show texture, and it is pigmented and very easy to work with. Now this metallic shade, it is a little bit more chunkier than the one from 820, Majestic Riad. This one just looks a little bit smoother in the pan too. You can see while I was applying it on, and hopefully the lawnmower sound didn't get to y'all. I'll try to figure out a way to get rid of it. I don't know. We'll see. This one was a little bit chunky. Some of it did fall out when I was using my brush. And you can see when I was using my finger that it was just too chunky and it fell on my eyelash. There was a lot of fallout. And you can see that this side is still a little bit thicker than this side because I use the brush on this side and finger on this side. So it is easy to add on, but it is hard to take away. And I was trying to soften this one up a little bit, but yeah, it still looks a little bit more than this side. Now this metallic green shade is very pretty. This will be pretty, I think, just even using these two shades or even these two shades. I'm not quite sure about this one yet, but there is a lot of fallout with it. Now with 820 Majestic Riad, I kind of like this one. At first I thought 830 is going to be my palette with the greens and the khakis, but kind of like the look with this one. And with these two shades, they are more pigmented and you do need to blend them out a little bit longer than what I did. But I think it was still a beautiful look nonetheless. Let me show you the other two palettes in this collection. This is 720 Captivating Dunes and this is 730 Sunrise Safari. And I did have similar problems with the shadow topper here that I have with 830. It's just a lot of fallout. But I want to show you this. This is 720 and this is 830. I want to show you this shade here because they do look similar. So I kind of want to compare these two. So this one's from Captivating Dunes, and let's put you here. Yeah, they look very similar, don't they? That's kind of surprising because I thought it'd be 4 brand new shades. Maybe the one Captivating Dunes just slightly darker, but I think they look very, very similar, almost the same. And then let me show you 730 against 820. This metallic shade here, and let me put you next to it. Yeah, this one's lighter. Yeah, definitely lighter than 820. Just these two. Yeah, they do look similar, but maybe seeing far away, this one from 720 Captivating Dunes, this one does look a little bit darker. And of course, all the other shades are different, but let me do some comparisons, just some of the palettes that I have. Let me put 830 against Victoria Beckham's Olive palette. Yeah, this one's a little bit more deeper, but I kind of want to concentrate on these two shades, especially this one here in the middle. And let me put you here. Yeah, this one's a little bit deeper. This one kind of looks like the matte shade, doesn't it? We'll swatch this one, but I know that it will be a little bit better than the one from YSL. Yeah, this one just is more of a metallic shade. This one's a little bit more of a shadow topper. And then I have this palette from NARS, the Climax palette. I don't know if they make this one, but I love this shade. So let's compare this one. Maybe, yeah, it is different. This one from NARS has a little bit more gold in there, and it is a little bit smoother. Whereas the one from YSL is a little bit more glittery. And then I thought about the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. I pulled it out and I thought, no, there really isn't anything that's similar to it, but we'll swatch this green shade. Yeah, this one I think just has some blue in there. So it's not the same. In all fairness, I think I kind of like the YSL one a little bit better than the retro palette. With 820, I do have two palettes from Natasha Denona. Let's go into the Sunrise palette first, because I know I have several of these red shades. Let's go into this one. I hope we can put you there. Yeah, that one's a little bit more brighter. The one from YSL is a little bit more cranberry, and I think I like this one better. And then let's go into the Love palette, and let's swatch this one here. This one does look a little bit cranberry. Let's put you here. Yeah, a little bit more purple than the one from YSL. So for 820 and 830, you know, I think I like 820 just a smidgen more than 830. I do like the color story in this one. You can make several looks with it. And I also like the color story here, especially these three shades. I think it's going to be a very pretty look. Like I said, you could probably use these two just mattes together, use this one as a one and done. This one, I just need a little bit more time to work with it because it is a little bit more chunky. But other than that, I'm glad I got these. These are very pretty. You know, I love the YSL powder products. And the blush too. This is only the first time I've tried this blush, but I've tried the YSL blush formula and I like it. This one is, again, the matte finish, and it does blur, and it's a very pretty coral shade. I do like this one. Well, alright you guys, thank you so much for watching this video of me trying the two eyeshadow palettes from YSL and the blush. And again, with the settings, it's a work in progress. Someday I'll figure it out. I've said this many times before, I wish someone could just come here, set everything up for me, and be done. And all I have to do is just press play. One can dream, right? But anywho, again, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you liked it, enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this, hopefully with better settings. You'll have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.